Dictation will start in 5 seconds. Start. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, replacing the Indian Penal Code IPC of 1860, marks a significant legal reform and modernization of India's criminal justice system, which had been long overdue. The IPC, a relic of colonial rule drafted by Lord Thomas Babington Macaulay, had been in use for over 160 years, and although it had undergone several amendments over time, there remained a pressing need for comprehensive revision to align it with the changing socio-political landscape, advancements in technology, and the aspirations of a modern democratic society. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023 aims to address these concerns by incorporating more contemporary values, strengthening justice delivery, and making the law more responsive to the needs of Indian citizens. The new legal framework emphasizes transparency, accountability, and fairness, striving to eliminate outdated provisions that were often considered oppressive or irrelevant in today's context. One of the most significant changes brought about by the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita is the simplification and modernization of legal language. The original IPC was drafted in archaic English, making it difficult for the common person to understand. The new legislation introduces simplified and more accessible terminology, ensuring that laws are more comprehensible to the general public. This linguistic modernization is crucial for empowering citizens and ensuring that they are fully aware of their rights and responsibilities under the law. Furthermore, the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita places a strong emphasis on protecting individual rights and ensuring a fair trial. Several provisions have been introduced to uphold the constitutional mandate of fundamental rights and human dignity. For example, the new code introduces stringent measures to prevent the abuse of power by law enforcement agencies and ensure greater accountability in the criminal justice system. These measures include safeguarding against arbitrary arrests, emphasizing the importance of judicial oversight, and providing clear guidelines for the use of force by law enforcement officials. The new legal code also emphasizes victim-centric reforms. One of the criticisms of the old IPC was that it often neglected the rights and needs of victims of crime. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita addresses this by incorporating provisions that ensure better protection for victims and facilitate their active participation in the judicial process. Victim compensation schemes, witness protection programs, and fast track courts for heinous crimes are some of the mechanisms designed to make the legal process more supportive of victims. Another critical aspect of the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita is the introduction of harsher penalties for crimes that have become more prevalent in recent times, such as cybercrime, terrorism, and organized crime. The rapid advancement of technology has brought with it new forms of crime that the IPC was ill equipped to handle. The new code recognizes the need to address these challenges by introducing specific provisions that deal with offenses related to cyber fraud, data theft, and digital harassment. By doing so, the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita aims to create a more robust legal framework to combat these evolving threats. At the same time, the new legal code also focuses on the principles of restorative and reformative justice. The traditional approach to punishment under the IPC was often punitive, with little emphasis on rehabilitation or reintegration of offenders into society. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita seeks to change this by incorporating provisions that promote rehabilitation and reintegration, especially for first time and juvenile offenders. This approach recognizes that the ultimate goal of the criminal justice system should not only be to punish but also to transform and rehabilitate individuals so that they can become responsible and contributing members of society. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita also addresses gender specific crimes more comprehensively. Over the years, there has been increasing awareness of the need to protect women and other vulnerable groups from gender based violence. The new code includes stringent measures against sexual offenses, domestic violence, and human trafficking, with provisions that ensure the safety and dignity of women. It also provides for stricter penalties for crimes such as acid attacks, marital rape, and crimes against children. By addressing these issues, the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita acknowledges the changing dynamics of gender relations in Indian society and aims to create a safer and more equitable environment for all. Another significant reform is the decriminalization of certain minor offenses. The IPC had several provisions that criminalized minor infractions, leading to the unnecessary burdening of the judicial system. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita seeks to decriminalize such offences, thereby reducing the backlog of cases and allowing the judiciary to focus on more serious crimes. This move is expected to expedite the delivery of justice and improve the efficiency of the judicial system. Furthermore, the new legal code also introduces provisions that strengthen laws related to economic offenses and corruption. In a country where corruption has been a persistent use, the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita introduces stricter penalties, and preventive measures to curb economic crimes. It recognizes the need for a more stringent legal framework to combat corruption in both the public and private sectors, ensuring that those who engage in financial fraud and embezzlement are held accountable. The code also introduces measures to protect whistleblowers and encourage the reporting of corruption, thereby fostering a culture of transparency and accountability. The Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita is not without its critics. Some legal experts and activists have raised concerns about the implementation of certain provisions and the potential for misuse of power. For instance, while the new code emphasizes accountability, there are apprehensions about whether law enforcement agencies will adhere to these principles in practice. Critics argue that mere legislative changes are not enough and that effective implementation, along with systematic reforms, is necessary to ensure the success of the new code. Additionally, there are concerns about the potential misuse of provisions related to sedition and national security. While the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita seeks to balance individual rights with national security, the ambiguity in certain sections has raised fears of potential misuse to curb dissent and stifle freedom of expression. Activists have called for more clarity and safeguards to prevent the abuse of power and ensure that the new legal framework does not become a tool for political repression.